I used to tell my subscribers that I would reveal my religion at 10,000 subscribers. And then I said, I'll reveal it at 100,000 subs. And then I pushed that back to 500,000 subs. And now we're getting close to nearly 1 million subscribers, and I still haven't came out entirely as Muslim. I've been hiding this the entire time. I've been hiding and concealing my faith throughout my entire YouTube journey because it's what I was told to do. By people that were closest to me, they told me, don't tell anybody on YouTube that you are a Muslim. Nobody wants to subscribe to a Muslim YouTuber. If they find out that you follow Islam, you're going to lose all of your subscribers in one day. These are things that was being told to me since the very beginning of my channel, and I took their advice until today. I'm going to change that. Let's start from the very beginning. I grew up and I still live in the Muslim capital of the USA. Like, out of the entire country, out of all 50 states, my city is the most densely populated with Muslims. So everybody around me, everybody here is Muslim, or at least they claim to be. My early years as a Muslim was avoiding the hellfire. I was following purely out of fear because that's what everybody told me was going to happen to me. For an example, I thought that if your slipper was turned upside down, I would have to turn it back over upright because it was pointing upwards towards God. And that's disrespectful to God. So that made me think as I was growing up that God is literally on top of us looking straight down. So if I go downstairs in the basement and close the door, then God can't see me. And then I also believe that the little like hand that has the evil eye on it, or even like the little blue evil eye bracelets or necklaces that people wear, would actually protect me from dark energy or evil energy from other people, which is not correlated to Islam whatsoever and is probably one of the biggest sins that there are. This is not Islam. It's a widespread religion that I like to call social Islam. It has nothing to do with the Quran or God at all, actually. You're just following the Muslims that claim to follow God. So it makes you somewhat of a backseat third-party Muslim, which is the furthest thing from Islam. And when I came to my own logic and reasoning by ages 7, 8, 9, I started questioning. So if God can only see the slipper when it's pointing up, does that mean that God is limited and he can only see us from top to bottom? Or if this little blue amulet can save me from bad stuff, then what does God have to do? Why don't I just praise this blue amulet that I'm wearing on my wrist? This doesn't really make any sense, and I was genuinely questioning the social Islam that everybody told me that I should be following. I believe that Islam was a false religion with no proof and was based off of blind faith, so at ages 9, 10, and 11, I deeply questioned it, and by middle school, I entirely rejected Islam. I also had a middle school teacher that at age 12 told the entire class that we should all not believe in God because God's not real, he doesn't exist, you can't prove God to me, and it's just some conspiracy that man made up so that people can do good things and not hurt each other. And I genuinely believe that. At age 12, that's what pushed me over the edge from being somewhat agnostic, maybe he's real, maybe he's not, to just entirely being an atheist for years to come. My teacher made me an atheist. The unanswered questions that I had towards Islam or believing in God in general was, first, why does God put us here to grief and suffer? Why doesn't God just show us a sign if he wants us to believe? Why do I have to pray and fast and abstain from sins? Why can't I just donate money and be a good person? Why is there calamity, stress, and evil if God is the most merciful? If God is the all-knowing, then why does he have to test us? Shouldn't he know where we're going to end up, either in heaven or hell? What's the point of even putting us through this? And the best of all, seeing is believing. I have to see God to believe in him. So I began my spiritual journey. I was meditating and I was thinking introspectively for the majority of my day, asking and answering questions that just seemed right to me. And I ended up adopting the ideology from people online and through Discord that we are all God. That everybody, that everything that has ever existed is God. We are all one. So it's the I am you religion, as I like to call it. Like, they literally believe, and I did at one point believe, that I was you. We are all the same exact thing. And this made a whole lot of sense to me, that we are all God trying to explore God. Like, God's trying to explore himself. At the time, this didn't make a lot of sense to me. Now I know that it's very limiting to what infinite truly is. For an example, I believe that the universe itself, as it expands, is God, that we are all the universe. But if you mix the term God and universe, then you're giving God a dying name. Because with today's science, we now know that the universe will die. It's going to end someday. The same way that the universe started, it's going to end. So if God has a start end to end, is he really God? I would avoid using the word God. Instead, I would replace it with universe, which is what we see a lot of people nowadays doing, the new age woke spiritual people that kind of have their own subjective views on spirituality, which is all different and not objective in any sense. I believe that I was praying to the universe. I was being in tune with the universe, which in actuality, what does that even mean? If the universe is eventually going to die one day, then you're just praying to a dying God. If God can die, he's probably not God. When my worldviews began to crumble on me, I started to go through an existential crisis. It was one of the darkest, scariest times of my entire life. Nothing felt real at all. I would look at my hands and think, there's no way that I actually exist right now. I'm so f***ing lost. I really need to find myself. This is scaring me. I'm scaring me right now. Why am I here? I know it's not an accident, but maybe this video will be of importance someday, in 3 years, 4 years. At my all-time low, I picked up a Quran. I stopped following the social Islam and I gave the real Islam a real chance. The words that I was reading felt like they were coming from my creator. I used my own logic and reason to come to the conclusion that the Quran is written by God. Do the disbelievers not see that the heavens and the earth were once one mass and then we split them apart, and from water we created every living thing? Will they then not believe? That was the verse that I read. My jaw dropped and I started shivering. I knew that this book was a lot more serious than just some social Islam made up fantasy. This had to be real. And then I read, we built the universe with great might and we are certainly expanding it. That sealed the deal for me. Now you see the mountains thinking they are firmly fixed, but they are traveling just like the clouds. We will certainly drag him by the forelock, a lying, sinful forelock. We set down iron with its great might and benefits for humanity. He knows the betrayal of the eyes and what the hearts conceal. Do people think we cannot reassemble their bones? We are most capable of restoring even their very fingertips. And we have made the sky a well-protected canopy. Still, they turn away from its signs. We created man from a quintessence of clay. Then we placed him as a drop in a place of settlement. Firmly fixed, then we made the drop into a leech-like structure. Then we changed that into a chewed-like substance. Then we made out of that skeleton and bones. Then we clothed the bones with muscle and flesh. Then we caused them to grow and come in being and attain the definitive human form. This is the truth. I felt more alive, at peace, and determined than ever. If God's with me, nobody can stop me. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. Thank you for watching this video. Stay dreaming, stay lucid. I'm out. Peace.